Good day, I am Olayin Kakabir. In this video, I will take you through how to sign up on the KABSTACK Assessment Portal as a tutor. So the first thing you need to do is navigate straight to the KABSTACK Assessment Portal, which is KABSTACK.cbt.org. So having done that, there are two ways in which you can follow to sign up on this portal. The first one is going through the try free button, or you come straight to tutor login. Now let's start with this try free login. So you supply your information and you click on sign up. So now let's check the second way of doing that. So if you are using a mobile device, for example, let me just try it this way. You can see your mobile device, the try fee may be hidden, so you just come straight to tutor login, and you can see on tutor login, you can see we have a new user, click to sign up. So click on this, so you can now be navigated to the sign up page. So having done that, submit your information. So institution, your institution name, phone number, email ID, and the password, and your password. So and sign up. Having done that, you can now let me quickly supply my information and sign up. Now, having signed up successfully, I need to log in. So let me quickly add my email. Now, to add question, there are two ways to do that. You can see add question here, click on it. We have add question, we have add bulk question, in case you want to add multiple questions at once. So you can do that using this, but let's start with this add question. So you can see we have a form here. So because I've been adding questions, that is why you can see all this here. So now if you are adding to an existing subject, just click on the subject. However, if you're adding a new subject, just click on this and you type in the so for example, so you can see this is straightforward. Who is the father of computer? So now the question type, you can see we have three types of questions, major types: simple, paragraph, multiple choice, and essay. So for simple paragraph means a question that requires a straightforward answer, like a German question. Okay, who is the father of computer? So you know it's a straightforward answer. So Charles Babbage, that's the answer. So if you select simple paragraph, you supply the answer here, Charles Babbage. So for example, if we have other options here like multiple choice. Multiple choice is when you have multiple choice, multiple answers that you want the users, the respondent, to select a single answer. Let's say multiple choice here, you can see. So we can have several options like let's say president, so now you select if this option is correct or not. If correct, select correct. If not, incorrect. You can add another option. So if this is correct, you select correct. So you can add multiple options, like 3 to 4 options. So that is how to do that. And having done that, you supply the points. So it means the score. So let's say it's once the user clicks on it, clicks on the correct answer, it should be how many points? Let's say 2 points. So and you click on add. Having done that, you can see question added successfully. You can add another one on that particular subject. So now if you want to add another, you need to come back. However, let's look at the bulk. Okay, the first thing to do here in bulk upload is to download the CSV template. So you can see the example here, the CSV sample format here. So for example, if you are uploading a question that has to do with paragraph, the type of the question is paragraph, So this is what you will follow. So now let me just download that template for us to see. So you can see here, this is a sample. We have the option here for you to see. So we just need, let me zoom it so that you can see it very well. So this is how to do that. Multiple choice. So now you can see under identifier you have the subjects. So under type, the type of the question. Under question text, the question itself. Under score, the score you are attaching to that particular question. And for keywords is only useful when you are making use of paragraph, which means a straightforward answer. 10 plus 10 divided by 2 is 5, so it's a straightforward answer, 5. If the respondent type anything apart from 5, it's incorrect. So you make use of keyword when you are when the answer is a straightforward answer. So also you move to and you leave the keywords and options field empty. So while working with essay, if you select essay as a question type, in case you want the user to explain something, a concept, or define a concept, so you submit the score. You make use of the keywords where you type in the expected keywords you are expecting in that particular user definition. So for example, when you are explaining democracy, you have to mention something like freedom, something like rights, and something like governance. So that is all for essay. And for multiple choice, you can see physics here, multiple choice, where you are having SI units of force. So you can see the score is 5, so you leave the keyword field empty, the keywords empty, that is multiple choice, and you make use of the options field. So the options field here, you can see the first one is Newton. So Newton, no space, so you type the bar symbol followed by either if it's the correct answer, true, semicolon, this next option bar, false, if it is incorrect, semicolon. Just to use semicolon to separate the options. So why the bar before either true or false, we specify if it's a correct answer or an incorrect answer. So if you need to add more options here, you just separate the options by adding the semicolon before typing the option and the flag either true or false. So now I will just leave it this way without typing adding any extra field. Let me just save. So I'll just need to close it. Now let me upload. So this is it. So you can see. So even if there is mistake in the form, you will see it here. In case you have a mistake, you have an error in the typographic error, so there will be error message here. So and just submit here. So you can see sending and bulk question added successfully. So now let's go and check our questions, view questions here. So you can see we now have apart from this and this, we now have mathematics, English, and physics. If I check the mathematics, you can see. So you can see English and the physics. So you can see physics is optional, is multiple choice. So we also have options here. So that is that. Now we go to where we can launch our questions. So now let's launch a new test here. So now to launch an assessment, you can see launching a new assessment. So click me if not today. So we are launching the assessment today. So we want the assessment to take place, to hold today, so we don't need to. But if you want to set maybe the assessment will hold today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, you can just click me if not today, and you can set the date here. However, I want the test to hold today, so I'll click on this. So now, respondent identification number. So let me say matric number. So for you, it may be name, it may be learner's name. So just a unique information to identify the respondent. So now time test will commence. So the time the test will commence. What's the time now? We are in 6:27 p.m. So let me say it's commencing around 6:30. It should commence around 6:30 p.m. So that's it. So and now test deadline. Okay, for anyone taking the test, I want it to be that after 5 minutes. So no student should be allowed to take the test after 5 minutes, which means after 6:35, no student will be allowed to take the test. Now test duration. So I want it, because I'm having like just 3 questions, so let me say 7 minutes. So preferred username. Preferred username will be physics. Let me put it that way. Let's the system check if physics is available. So physics is available now. So I'll just say 123 as the password. Now you can see show to respondent. If you want the respondent, the student to see their score after submitting, so hide from respondent. If you don't want them to see their score after submitting, you can just click on hide from respondent, but I will select show to respondent and launch assessment. So now that we have this, so we can now add questions from our question bank. So you can see here we have several subjects, but I will add from these subjects. So I want to add from this. So let me click on show. You can see added. Go back. I want to add the English as well. Add. You can see back to subject. So it's because we are having different subjects. If you are selecting from a single subject, you see all the subjects here, all the questions here. Just start selecting the ones you want to add, and you will see it appear here. But by default, it will be hidden. Show add questions, show added question, and you can see. So for now, I'm having these 3 questions attached to the launched test. Now let's view launch test details. So you can see here. So you can just copy this, which is the URL to the website where the students can take the test, and copy this as well, your the username and password to login. So that is it. Now I will let me go to the main page of the application, which is this. So having followed the URL, now for students or respondents, you click on take test, and can now supply the username, physics, and the password. So you can now see the test as well, because we are now in 6. We said the test should commence from 6:30. So now we have access to the test. But if it's not yet 6:30, for example, let's say I log in a minute before you will see the timer until 6:30. This will be disabled. Now start test. So you can see the identification information. You can see it here. It's matric number. So now let me just next. So you can see this is the question. The first one you can see is a multiple choice. A multiple choice that we set the SI unit of force. So and the user can select the respondent. Move to the next one. You can see the next one is democracy, explanation of democracy. So you can see the the respondent can now type in their answers here, and also you can see the last one here. What is 10 divided by 5? So straightforward answer. I'll type 5 there. So you can see we have the first one, multiple choice, where you can select, the user can select any answer. So the second one is an essay where the user can explain. Why the third option here is a paragraph where the user can type in the answer. So that is it. And after doing that, so having done that, you can see the progress bar here. I've only attempted 2 out of 3, so that is why you see it like this. So now let me submit, and also you can see the timer here. So now let me submit. So you can see the user can now see, I can now see my this thing here. So the score, I can see the score because I selected show result to the respondent then. So that is why I can view my score. I can see, okay, how many did I attempted, okay, how many correct answer, how many wrong answer, and so that you can now see 6:35, you can see test is over because I set it to 5 minutes after the test has commenced. So anyone trying to log in 5 minutes after the test has commenced should not be allowed to take the test. You can see test is over. Thank you. That's all.